What is going on, YouTube? It is your boy Dante back here from the Digimon Laboratory. We are going to go ahead and finish this two-part special on reviewing the entirety of BT-07 and my thoughts on how it will impact the meta going forward and what decks to look out for when it comes to everything. So can you go ahead and please leave a like, comment, subscribe to the channel. With holidays and everything going on, I did not upload a market watch. I wanted, all the prices to kind of stabilize when it comes to, the hype of nationals and all that kind of stuff. But I will have a market watch up come next Wednesday with another episode of the podcast come up on Monday. Well, with all that being said, let's go ahead and dive right back into this. So, last week we did red, blue, and yellow. And this week, I want to go ahead and finish it off with the green, black, and purple. So, let's start off with the green stuff right now. So, what we have here is a Gazamon. Gazamon is just a, typical 3-cost, level 3, on play. You can reel one green Digimon from your hand. If you do, put it to the top of your deck. I think it's very good, especially if you're playing stuff like, spoiler alert, Ancient Beetlemind, or you're playing stuff that, the Mega Complementary, that when you attack, you get the top 3 cards, and if it's level 6, you Digivolve into it while attacking. This is actually not that bad of a skill at all to have. And it's good as on a level 3, so it doesn't Digivolve up and do all that kind of stuff. You pay 3, you play it, you draw a card. If you have a memory tamer out, you can go ahead and, continue your turn, do the whole entire thing. So very, very, in my opinion, very good, very decent. Beetlemind. Now let's go ahead and look at Beetlemind. Beetlemind on play is a level 3 cost. On play, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Add 1 green level 4 card or 1 green tamer among them. Put the rest of the bottom of your deck in any order. Searchability, just straight up searchability. Is a better Togemon. I know Togemon was a level 4 Digimon, if I'm not mistaken. It's a better Togemon. It's just the searchability to go ahead and get out your level 4s to your hand, or your green tamers like the Mimis or your Izzies or anything like that. Betamon alternate art looks nice. So next card, Tortomon. So Tortomon, level 4 cost to play, 2 cost to Digivolve. Very standard, very standard. Has an inherit when attacking. You may reveal 1 green Digimon card from your hand, place at the top of your deck, and you give this Digimon plus 3,000 DP. Extremely good when when using cards like Starter Deck, Mega Complementary, or really anything that pierces. You can come with this with a Tyrannomon that wants to attack unsuspended Digimon if you have a green tamer. Gives it 3,000 DP, makes it 14k DP, so it runs over anything that's not really level 7, or it's okay. But it's one of the things, it's a heavy combo piece. Next card, Beetlemind. Now, this is when we start getting into some of the really good, green support. So Beetlemind, 6 cost to play, level 4, 2 cost to Digivolve. If you Digivolve, you can Digivolve on top of a green tamer, like it's a level 3 Digimon. That's all hybrids. I mean, like I said, like we were saying all the time, if you're not playing hybrids in BT-07, or if you're not playing X antibody in BT-07, you're really not playing the game. And that's not hyperbole. That's literally how it's going to be. So when Digivolving, reveal the top 5 cards. Add 1 Digimon that has hybrid. Add 1 JP and 1 JP among them. Place the random cards to the bottom of your deck in any order. JP is the green tamer. We'll go ahead and look at a little bit later. Just keep that in mind. Next, level 4. Hybrid. It is Metal Kabuterimon. Um, so you digivolve it. It's a level 4. You digivolve it on top of level 3 for 3 cost or level 4 for 1 cost. And it has the ability. You may digivolve this card on top of a tamer as usual. And when digivolving, if a card with hybrid in its traits or JP is in the Digivolution sources, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon with 6,000 DP or less, which means basically you're crashing at worst case scenario with this card. Not bad. Not bad. It's to help you, stack your evolutions and stuff like that. This is very good for burst decks, Digiburst decks, for people that don't understand. Having these Digimon that can digivolve into the same level for very cheap, and you constantly putting Digivolution sources underneath the Digimon to Digiburst on top of that, very, very good. Very, very good for Digibursting as well. Next card, Monochromon. Just a vanilla generic. Nothing to say about that. Main Tyromon. So this is a level 5 cost to play, 3 cost to digivolve. Has the ability, when attacking, reveal the top 3 cards. You may digivolve into You may digivolve this Digimon into one level 6 Digimon among without paying the Digivolution, without paying the memory cost. Put the rest of the bottom of your deck. So this combos well with the Gazamon that we just saw a minute ago. Putting a Digimon on top of your deck, putting a level 6 on top of your deck. When they're being able to attack with this, reveal the top 3. Of course, revealing the card you just put on top of your deck. Digivolve, draw a card. You get the higher stats. You get the the effects to the Digimon that are not really, when attacking, because that Digimon is technically not attacking, so you don't get the when attacking when these kind of things activate. But you're able to get the stats. If it has piercing, you still get the piercing. If it has security +1, you can get the security +1. Just you get anything that's static that doesn't have to trigger. So very good card. That's why it has a 3 cost of Digivolution card. 3 card Digivolution cost. You have to nerf this somehow, some way. It's actually a pretty good card. Hey, just another generic, Tyrannosaurus Rex. Tyrannosaurus Digimon here. Yeah, just generic. Nobody really cares too much about that. It's just green now has more, just vanilla Digimon. Level 5. So, Rhino Kabuterimon. Hold on. Let me go back. That is not a Tyrannosaurus. That's a Triceratops. It's late. Please excuse me if I have a brain lapse. I have to catch myself on this one. That's a Triceratops, ladies and gentlemen. Just so you know. Hey, no editing. All raw footage. Now, back to the set. Rhino Kabuterimon. Let's go ahead and read this. When digivolving into a Digimon with a tamer in the Digivolution sources, reduce this by 2. So it makes it a 1 cost to digivolve. When attacking, if a card with hybrid or insectoids, which is the Kabuterimon lines, which is basically any insect, the Stingmon lines are insectoids, any insects. This Digimon can digivolve into an insectoid or 10 warriors in its trait from your hand with a memory cost of 3. So, what does that mean? It means that if you have an insectoid or 10 warriors in its Digivolution sources and you attack, you can digivolve this Digimon into an insectoid or a 10 warriors. Sorry, if you have a hybrid in Digivolution sources. You can digivolve the Digimon into an insectoid or 10 warriors that's in its trait from your hand, which means you can digivolve it into any level 6 that has insectoid or 10 warriors in its trait for 3 costs, which makes a lot of them cheaper. I think there's some that's for like Mega Carpetary Mons are for. Oh, Hercules Mega Carpetary Mons are for. I believe Ancient Beetlemons are 5, so it makes it a 3. So it helps cut the cost of Digivolutions when attacking that way. Again, you don't get the when attacking activation window, but you get all the stats, like plus for security, like if a Green Digimon had jamming for some crazy reason. Piercing is probably the better one because most Green Digimon that high level has piercing. Green Digimon loves to pierce. So this is not a bad card whatsoever. This is actually a very good card. You can see this being played into hybrid decks because Hence is a hybrid. It's also an Insectoid. So this is one of those things to where Green is getting a lot of support for hybrids. And you already know Green like to choke the memory of the opponent. Very, very good. You're going to be playing around with memory a lot. Saber-Leomon. Let's go ahead and look at Saber-Leomon. Typical 6. Typical level 6. It's a little bit cheaper on the DP. I mean, it's a little bit lower on the DP side, which kind of concerns me. So let's see what we got here. When Digivolving, get 5,000 DP for the turn, basically 15k. It is just a giant beat stick. And then on deletion, gain 2 memory. If you know anything about any Leomon, anything about the Leomon in the anime, Leomon, spoiler alert, always seems to die in the anime. Leomon can be an ultimate. Leomon can be Mancho Leomon. It doesn't matter. Leomon just dies. It doesn't matter. Regular Leomon, Sailor Leomon, they all just somehow, some way just die. So every Leomon will have some kind of on deletion effect, no matter what. I'll be surprised if there is a Leomon that does not have one outside of Bancho's thing, outside of Bancho Leomon. I don't think Bancho Leomon has an on deletion effect. But I definitely have to double check on that one. But yeah, it's just typical level 6. Nothing to sneeze home about. Dino Rexmon. Level 6. 4 cost of Digivolution, 12 power. This seems like this is becoming more and more the standard. So when the game first came out, we saw a lot of 11 cost to play, 11,000 power, 3 cost to Digivolve. It's not like the game is shifting a lot more. They want you to use your memory, especially with the memory boost that we get, the memory tamers, being able to Digivolve. So they're trying to balance it out with making a lot more Digimon that are decent. This new 12-4-12 instead of 11-3-11. They're increasing it as time goes. So it kind of don't power creep the older cards because the older cards get cheaper, so they have somewhat of a value. They can be played in multitude of decks. But I digress. Let's go ahead and see what this bad boy got to offer. So, when Digivolving, suspend. When your opponent Digimon cannot unsuspend during the unsuspend phase. Good. So, suspend a blocker. Suspend a level 6. Suspend any Digimon that that you may not want to attack or is a threat. Oh, I see Gazamon still there. Gazamon's going to be hitting me for +3/+4 security. Suspend it. It cannot attack no more. One of them type of things. Your turn. This Digimon gets 1,000 DP for each of your opponent's suspended Digimon. Decent card. It's decent. I mean, it's middle of the pack. Is it a deck you want to build your deck? Is it a card you want to build a deck around? No. It's more of a complementary card. Like if you're playing something like, I don't know, Troymon, Ancient Troymon, or if you're playing something like the Hogmon, or if it's a complementary card. This is what I'm trying to say. It's a complementary card. Nice artwork though. I do love the artwork on it. Bit Boy Green of the set, Ancient Beetlemind. I've been on record hyping this deck up because I think it's a very, very, very underrated, under the radar type of deck that a lot of people are not looking at and a lot of people are going to be sleeping on. Just watch. So, like I think all the 10 warrior level 5s on level 6s have this stat line of being 13, 5, and 13. Because they have cheap ways of getting up into the evolution sources. If you play the deck properly, if you just splash it, you don't get rewarded for it. Kind of like the Ancient Greymon and Ancient Garurumon. If you don't digivolve them using the promo Gunamon or the promo Lobomon ability, it's not cheap. It's not efficient. You're paying the 5 cost if you go up. Most decks can't, unless you memory boost right off the start or at the start of your, start your main phase and you have memory tamer out and then you hard digivolve it on top of a level 5, then you want in your turn. But they're pretty much trying to pigeonhole you into, if you're gonna play this, you might want to play everything that goes underneath it to make it more efficient. So 2 abilities. Number 1, first one, your turn, once per turn, when one of your Digimon with 10 warriors in its type or hybrid is deleted by an opponent's Digimon in battle, deletes an opponent's Digimon in battle and survives, trash the top card of security. So let's step back for a little bit. If you remember this card, you can attack, digivolve into Ancient Beetlemind. So you can declare attack on any Digimon. Declare attack on Digimon, and that's suspended. Digivolve into this, draw a card because you digivolved. This then attacks that Digimon, kills the Digimon, and then you trash the top. So basically, this card's like having piercing, but better. This card is good. This card at first effect is actually really good. Second effect, I believe they all have this as well. If on deletion, you may play 1 green level 4 or lower with hybrid in its traits from your hand, well, without paying its cost. If I'm not mistaken, I think they all have that ability. Just want to backtrack 1 second. No. I guess he's the only one so far that has that ability. To where when he dies, like the Ancient Garurumon and Ancient Greymon, I guess it's just the ancient thing. When he dies, he's going to replace himself. If you have the card in, he's just going to replace himself. Period. I think it's a very good card. I think this is probably the direction Green may go. I think Green OTK is decent, but I think it has its flaws. But I think with this and the hybrid package, you may see this being played a lot more as their go-to level 6. Just a hunch. Don't take my word as gold, but that's how I see it. Now we have one Digimon Sovereigns, Iban Wumon. Is a 13, 5, 13. Is a Digimon Sovereign. Most of them are going to have a stat line. Some of them might be a little cheap on the evolution cost side of it. But for the most part, they're supposed to be, them big, giant Digimon. So, on Digivolution, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. Then gain 1 memory for each of them suspended. It's like, it basically is a green version of Azulamon. Azulamon is strip the bottom of all Digivolution source of all your Digimon, or your opponent's Digimon, and then gain a memory for each one that don't have one. Sure. Opponent's turn. All of your opponent's Digimon gain your turn. You must trash 1 card from your hand to unsuspend the Digimon. very good counter to decks that want to unsuspend. It being a 5 cost to Digivolve is very steep. This is something that you have to play hidden potential for. If you want to play this, even though hidden potential is at 1, you have the hidden potential of this bad boy in to give it any kind of real necessary value. It plays into what green wants to play into. I mean, I don't see it. It's not bad. It's a meh card. Very niche. It needs a lot of setup, but it's not something, it's not something to cry about. It's not something, oh, they should have made it better. All the Digimon Sovereigns are like this so far. So far, it's been, I believe, 3 revealed. And yeah, so this is the second Digimon Sovereign. The Phoenix is coming in, I believe, the net set, BT-8. I think that's when the Phoenix is coming out. But it's all right. That's all right. And now let's go ahead and that's all the green Digimon. Let's go on down to JP himself. Now, JP, they all have security effects. When they hit security, you play them. So JP is on your turn. When this tamer digivolves into a Digimon, a green Digimon, the Digivolution cost reduced by 1. Okay, so you're digivolving with a cheaper cost already, which means you're digivolving for 2 costs, some hybrids, 3 for others. So now it goes down to 1 or 2. It's a lot more efficient. A lot more efficient. And then has an inheritable, just gains Piercy, which is good, especially for green because green wants to suspend and hit and suspend Digimon and hit them directly. So pretty good, pretty good. Now I am going to switch it up a little bit. Let's go ahead and talk about the green option cards. So Thunder Laser. Let's go ahead and read Thunder Laser. Main. It's a 1 cost to play main. If you have a Digimon with hybrid or 10 warriors in its trait, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. Not bad. Not bad. It fits into the theme of the deck. It's a 1 cost to suspend. Cheaper than Needle Spray. Cheaper than Flower Cannon. It doesn't have a stipulation to only suspending certain things. I mean, if you're playing a hybrid deck, a hybrid green deck, you would probably want to play this over Flower Cannon and Needle Spray. Just because it has security that adds this card to the owner's hand, which means no matter where it's at, if it's in your deck, you're going to draw it. If it's in your hand, you got it. If it's in security, you're going to get it. So simple as that. Next card. Dino Memory Boost. Green. Here's your memory boost right here. Let's see what it does. Main. Suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. Then place this card in the battle area. Then it has to delay to, next turn, past the next turn, gain 2 memory. So, again, wants to suspend like every other, green card wants you to do. It wants to kill Digimon and hit security while killing the Digimon. Kind of like a double whammy type of thing. Last one, Mulligan. Not Mulligan, Mulligan. So, this one's a 4 cost, and it reads main. Suspend one of your opponent Digimon. That Digimon cannot unsuspend during the unsuspend phase of the next turn. And then security, suspend one of your opponent Digimon. I still just think if you're going to suspend Digimon, Thunder Laser is more efficient. Yeah. Overall, when it comes to green, I think green actually got great support. Like really great support. Like Gazamon itself helps out a lot of decks that want to reveal top cards, that want to attack and then digivolve with the top card. Those kind of decks. Like, this is going to be an automatic 4-off in those decks. And then you have the Beetlemind lines. Tortomon is not a bad card whatsoever. You got a couple of vanillas up in here. Overall, I think they actually gave Green some good support. They shafted Green pretty hard in BT-06. And yet, so one Green support, I mean, it goes into, like, you know, the ancient Beetlemind decks and the Hercules Carpetarian. It was like, yet, so one's Green support is only going to get better as time goes on and as more support goes on, because it thrives it thrives with what Green does. It thrives at what Green does, but it needs that level 6 or that high-end Digimon to go into to make it more efficient. So I think Green actually is in a very, very good spot come next set. Now, for the black, I'm going to try to be as unbiased as possible these next two colors. If anybody knows me, you watch the channel, you know I'm a black player, you know I'm a purple player. Simple as that. I'm going to be as unbiased as possible. Not going to be hard, pretty neutral already. We're going to be unbiased as possible. Black support. So, this is where the X Anybody stuff is coming into play. First of all, Dorumon. So, Dorumon on play, it is a X Anybody searcher. Look at the top 3. Grab a Digimon card that has X Anybody in it, and grab Kodo, which is, we'll get to him in a second, which is the tamer, and add him to your hand. Rest of the bottom of your deck. Simple, very simple. Inherit. Once per turn, when you play a card, when you play a card underneath this Digimon as a Digivolution card, gain a memory. If you do not know what the Alphamon Dorogromon deck is about, it's about placing cards from your hand underneath it and getting the inherits to trigger underneath it all at once, and then being able to remove Digimon, being able to attack and buff them up, and then getting all this memory back. It's a different way of how they want to, how they're using their inheritance. Love this artwork. And I love how it has, you know, both of its non-Alphamon Digivolutions in the back. If you don't know, this bad boy has like 3 or 4 like mega level Digivolutions, I believe not including Alphamon as well. This bad boy, like, he is the first X Antibody, and he has so many lines. As you can see, there's Alphamon and 2 other lines back here. And I want to say, I believe there's one more Digivolution as well that he Digivolves into Mega. So, Monitormon. Monitormon, on play, reveal the top 3, add Nightmod or Daily Axmon among them. Add one Nightmod or Daily Axmon among them. Add to your hand, rest of the bottom deck. Typical searcher for the Daily Axmon Nightmod combo. And we're about to get into those in a second. Skull Nightmon. Now, Skull Nightmon says this is a level 4 cost to play, 2 cost Digivolve. Typical, it's a little weaker than typical level 4s. But it says, when attacking, you may trash all the Digivolution cards of one of your Daily Axmon and place that Daily Axmon at the bottom of this Digimon Digivolution cards to Digivolve it into a Dark Nightmon in your hand without paying the cost. That's a mouthful. So, basically, and we'll get to everything. Basically, what they're saying is, when you attack, strip one of your daily Atmons, put the daily Atmon underneath it, and then Digivolve into Dark Nightmon on top of it for free. And we'll get to all those cards in a second here. Next card, Daily Atmon. So, Daily Atmon. Oh, sorry. Let's go back. Nightmon has an inherit. Let's go. Nightmon has an inherit. Your turn. When this Digimon has Nightmon or Bagramon in its name, you gain +1 security. That's a good inherit. That's a good inherit. Giving things +1 security is always good. Now, Daily Atmon, same stats as Skull Nightmon, same exact stats. Now, on play, reveal the top 5 cards. Add up to 2 Digimon with Nightmon in their name, which means, Skull Nightmon is a Nightmon. And if I'm not mistaken, this also means Lord Nightmon because it says Nightmon within its name, not Nightmon itself. So Dark Nightmon, Lord Nightmon, Skull Nightmon, all of them can be searched by this card, the top 5. And then empty your hand, put the rest of the bottom of your deck. Now inherit. While this Digimon has Nightmon or Bagramon in its name, +2000 DP. It's one of the things to where, sure. Okay, sure. Now, Growlmon. So Growlmon has an ability. It says, you may Digivolve into this card from your hand onto one of your black tamers as a level 3. It's just a hybrid. That's all it is. It has no inheritable. Just black hybrid support. That's it. Now, Gigas Mon. So, this one is also a hybrid. If you don't know, he was one of the hybrids in the anime that went up against the 10 Warriors. So this one's a level 4. 6 costs pretty high. The 6,000 DP, this doesn't really justify too much. It's just you can Digivolve this into a black tamer and then you get blocker. If you need a blocker, there you go. As simple as that. If you need a hybrid blocker, just Digivolve it. There you go. Hybrid blocker. Bam. Got it. Gazamon. The evolution, or the Digivolution, not evolution, that's Pokemon. The Digivolution of Darumon. So, level 4, 6 play cost, 5,000 DP. And it's a little lower than I like it to be. But during your opponent's turn, while you have another Digimon in play with X antibody and its traits, or a card with X antibody and its traits, and this Digimon Digivolution cards, it gains blocker. They just give a blocker to the art type. You still play these because it's an X antibody target, so you still play these. How many you play depends on your fancy, what you want to do, the route you want to go. Inherit all turns. This Digimon when this Digimon has X antibody and its traits, gains 1,000. Sure. 1,000 can actually make a difference when you're swinging over or swinging to security. Sure. Dark Nightmon. So, Dark Nightmon, level 5, 7 cost to play. You ain't going to be hard playing this bad boy unless you really bricked. 7k DP, that's a little low. 3 cost Digivolve, that's pretty standard. On play, you may place 1 Skull Nightmon and or a Daily Atmon from your hand or trash to the bottom of this card Digivolution sources in any order. And in all turns, when this Digimon is deleted, you may play 1 Skull Nightmon and or 1 Daily Atmon suspended if there was in a Digivolution, if that were in Digimon's Digivolution cards without paying their cost. So this combo is a mini engine. So you really want to get, Daily Axmon or Skull Nightmon, either in hand or in trash. Or play this bad boy for 7. Put them underneath it. And I guess I'd rather go the route of Skull Nightmon, being able to, strip this. So you play this, you play this before, you get all the pieces that you need. You get the Dark Nightmon. You attack with Skull Nightmon. You put Daily Axmon underneath this, and then Digivolve right into Dark Nightmon. You get the Digivolution draw. You get the Digivolution draw. Like, I mean, that it's a very good engine in itself. It's a very good black engine. I think black is lacking engines. Sure, you have the level 5 engine now in EX01, but they're lacking a very good, consistent engine, and that's what this is. And of course, the alternate art looks nice. It just looks nice. It does. It looks nice. So, Doru Greymon. Level 5. 8 cost to play. 7 DP. 7,000 DP. A little low. That's typical. Digital, which costs us 3. When Digivolve, you can put one black card with X anybody from your hand at the bottom of the Digivolution sources. If you do, the Digimon cannot be deleted by effects, and its DP cannot be reduced until the end of your opponent's turn. Ladies and gentlemen, the biggest thing that we found out when it came to black and black blockers was that Lord Nightmon and BT4 can reduce its DP to 0 and make it to where you can't play the game. It's just, is it BT4? Yeah, BT4, because BT5 was the Battle of Omni. So, yeah, it's one of the things where it was like, no, you can't. I'm gonna just reduce your DP. Sorry, if you have blocker, it doesn't matter. Now this said, no, we're gonna make sure we have an out just in case y'all does get a little stupid. We can play this, and it's on Digivolution, so you don't have to have it be your turn. You can Digivolve to their turn. You can put one underneath it. Basically, the Digimon cannot die by card effects. You will have to suspend this Digimon and kill it by battle. This Digimon cannot die by card effects. Inherit. While this Digimon has S anybody and is type, gain security +1. Sure. Security +1 is always a great thing for every deck. Every archetype should have a security +1 or some way to get security +1. Every single one. Now, Dorgromon. Let's go ahead and read this bad boy. It is, believe it or not, it's 11/3/11. So they pay homage back to the first few sets. You see Omnimon back here in the background. So we're gonna go ahead and read this card. Your turn. Each card with each card has X anybody in its type. It gains 1,000 DP. That's why they made it 11/3/11. When attacking, place one card with X anybody in its type to the bottom of the Digimon Digivolution cards and delete up to 2 of your opponent's Digimon with a play cost less than or equal to this Digimon's Digivolution cards. So it's all about stacking. If you have 4 underneath it, you delete something that has a 4 play cost or lower. If you have 5, okay, same thing. If you have 6, you can either delete one Digimon that has a play cost of 6 or lower, or you can delete 2 Digimon with 3 play costs or higher. With 3, you can delete 2 Digimon with 3 play cost that's on their side of the field. So it's all right. Let me read this again. Digimon with play cost less than or equal to this Digimon Digivolution cards. Yeah, it's one of those things to where if you keep on stacking up, it's meant to kill blockers, really. If you stack it all the way up, you'll have 4. Put one underneath it's 5. So it'll kill those cheap blockers that they always try to have. Um, if if you go to the Dual Greymon and you do that ability to protect it, it will ensure that between this and Dual Gromon that you'll have 6, which means you then would be able to kill all level 4 blockers that your opponent will have off on the field because you have 6 Digivolution sources underneath it. Very good combo piece. I think this is actually very good. It will only get better in BT-8 when they get more X antibody support with another level 5 and level 6 that makes this deck just runs rampant. Right now, this is very good with Alphamon. Yeah, it's not that bad at all. And then the alternate art is just amazing. He actually is breaking through Omnimon Sword here if you don't know. And then the last black Digimon that we have to look at, Ancient Volcanimon. 13-5-13. It is a 10 warriors, ancient minerals. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, this is one of the 10 warriors they had to fight in the anime and then attain it through that means. When Digivolving, D-Digivolve 3. D-Digivolve 3. So you Digivolve one of your opponent Digimon by 3 stages. If it's a level 3, don't Digivolve any further. Or if it doesn't have any Digivolution source, you can't do that. Yeah, it just Digivolves by 3. It's okay. On deletion, play 1 black card. It's the typical ancient that they all have that on deletion. Play a level 4 of their color from your hand without paying its memory cost just to replace itself. It's okay. It's not Ancient Greymon where you get +1 security. It's not Ancient Garurumon to where it can unsuspend itself. It's okay. It's okay. Nothing to write home about. It's okay. Now, let's go down here. Coda. So, Coda's a memory tamer. Has a security effect. Just play it. Start a turn. Your security is 2 or less. Your memory is 2 or less. Put to 3. On play. So that means when you hit out security as well, because it's on play, not main. Reveal the top 4 cards of your deck. Add 1 Digimon with X anybody on the amongst them, and put the rest at the bottom of your deck. This is an X antibody searcher. Love it, love it, love it. The deck really needs it. It really struggles. A lot of people say, well, you can play Izzy. I would say you will play Izzy in conjunction with this. You'll probably play 2 Kodas and 2 Izzies. Because Izzy, you can reveal the top 3, rearrange them in any order. They're all black. You gain the memory, so it makes it a 3 cost. It makes it cheaper than Dakota. But also Dakota reveals the top 4. So you're digging 1 card deeper. And you're getting one of them cards while putting the rest of them to the bottom of your deck. So yeah, it's one of those things that I'd say a 2-2 split is fine. Having both of them in there is perfectly fine. I think that's probably the way to go. Some people say 3-1, but I mean, remember you can also there's also hybrids in here, so you can play black hybrids in here as well to compensate for you having 4 or 5 tamers in your deck. Now, black option cards. Let's see what they have. Metal Cannon. 2 costs to play. Choose 1 Digimon that has X antibody in its traits. Draw 1 card for each of the Digimon Digivolution sources. I'm not going to lie. The deck needed this. The deck actually needed this. Because just imagine you constantly putting cards in your Digivolution sources and you're running out of cards in your hand. Metal Cannon just say, hey, you have 7. Now, for 2 costs, draw 7. I mean, I think it's a good. I think it's really, and on top of that, security effect is add this card to your owner's hand. I think it's a 2. I think it's a 2 of, at minimum. I don't think 4 is. I don't think 4 is. I think 4 is too much, but I think 2 or 3 is perfectly fine. It is a turn 3, turn 4 plus type of card. Pretty good, but yeah, I mean, it's pretty good. It's a rare, so it's going to be shiny. And I think it's pretty good. It's really made for, X anybody's. Choose one of your Digimon with X anybody in this trait. So really, you can stack this up just going a typical route and then end on Dorgoromon or end on an Alphamon and then play this card. Or attack by Alphamon, hit into a Digimon or hit security, then gain 2 memory. And if the Alphamon lives, then you play Metal Cannon. You choose your Alphamon, and then you draw a card for each Digivolution source underneath it, which probably most likely be 4. 5 if you go the entire route. So you have 5 cards, so you draw 5 cards. So, yeah, not bad. I actually think it's actually a decent card. It's a little higher than meh. It's actually decent. Prime Memory Boost. This is the Black Memory Boost that Black actually is specific to Black. It is a 4 cost, which I believe is the second highest. I think the yellow the yellow Memory Boost is a 6 cost, and I think that's the highest. Reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. You may play a Black Digimon with a play cost of 4 or less among them, trash the rest of them, and then place this into your battle area. I think a lot of Black decks would actually play this. Now hear me out. If this card was in purple, hear me out. If this card was in purple, this card would be an automatic 4 of. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. If this was in purple with this effect, but for purple Digimon, no ifs, ands, or buts, it'd be an automatic 4 of. I get to mill my deck. We're going in. I get the trash. It's amazing. Sure. They're doing a lot more things with Black playing from the trash, kind of like purple, because Black has a blocker niche to it. So they're trying to expand, Black in 2 different directions. Well, I mean, 3 now. You can play, bit Black blockers. You can play X Antibody Alphamon. You can play Cyborg Machine. So they have 3 different routes they're trying to expand into. And I know that they made this as generic as possible, given the Nightmod supporting this set with the Skull Nightmon, Daily Axe, with the Daily Axemon, and the Dark Nightmon. Like, they're giving that support, but they're also giving support to, any Black deck that really wants to just play certain cards, keep it, play a level 4, trash the rest of it, don't really need them, keep it going. And then it has delay. We all know what delay does. Last Black card, Brave Metal, 5 cost. Main, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with a play cost of 6 or less. Typical level 4s. If you have a Digimon with 5 or more Digivolution cards and X anybody in its play, delete one of your opponent's Digimon without X anybody in its type instead. If you're playing against the mirror match, don't play this. This card does not really work against the mirror match. It'll kill a 6 cost or lower. Sure. But it says a Digimon without X antibody in its type. If you're playing a mirror match, it's not going to really do too well. But I don't think a lot of people are going to be playing the mirror match. There's other decks that's coming out. Other decks is going to be powerful. Blue's going to be powerful. Red's going to be powerful. Yellow's going to be decently good. Very powerful. Green's going to be decently good. Security effect to activate the main. Overall, I personally am excited about the X Antibody line. That's just my bias because, Alphamon's the mascot. Alphamon is my favorite Digimon. Yeah, it's just one of those things to where it's good. I'm glad that we get a black engine that we can splash into decks with the Nightmons and the Daily Axemon. I'm glad we actually have that. So you can play these in a sideboard deck. I think this is probably the best engine for sideboards or machines, the level 5 Machine Dramon decks. Because they want to be in trash. Skull Nightmon and Daily Axemon wants to be in trash. And then you have, the Dark Nightmon that wants to be on play to bring those back and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, I think there's a very good black engine here now with these 3 cards. So yeah, overall, it's a little bit above average. It gives black a direction to go into with the X Antibody stuff. We know BT-9 is so far in the future that we're getting X Antibody set, Alphamons on the set. At the time of this recording, there's been 2 cards revealed, and one is Gazamon X Antibody. They're just gonna make X Antibody like hybrids. It's just gonna be everything can play hybrids. Okay, everything can play X Antibodies. Simple as that. If we know the lore, X Antibody is a mutation. The Digimon seem to get stronger. It's a mutation. Nobody really knows why or anything, but if you think about it, it's like, it's just like a malware update, basically. Like the X Antibodies updating Digimon. So you're going to see a lot of more Digimon come BT-9, year and a half from now. It's going to be this, like all this X Antibody searching stuff. Like, this is why it's generic, because it can work with that kind of stuff as well. So overall, it's okay. It's decent. I still like the green stuff a little better than the black stuff. I still like the yellow stuff a little better. I think this is probably on par with the new blue stuff that we have with the Waymons. I think it's I think it's I think blue, red, and black, in my opinion, has about the same amount of support. I think red, it would just utilize that new support better. That's it. Now, for the final color, and yes, we're going to talk about the 2 white cards down here. Don't worry about them. Now, purple. I'm about to just turbo through these things. So, first of all, Gazamon, vanilla. Lotmon, level 3. Has an inherit once per turn when you play a tamer, get a memory. Sure. I like that. It makes tamers, 3 cost. Hey, most tamers are 4s, so it makes them a 3 cost. I like that. Lotmon Altanart, it looks adorable. That's really adorable. Icemon went on deletion. Draw 3, trash 2. Grace for charity, anybody? And you don't have to digivolve into Lady Devimon for this. Yeah, pretty good. Pretty dang good. Not even pretty, it is good. Winnie Gomon. So, when digivolving, reveal the top 5 cards of your deck. Trash all tamers among them. Place the rest at the bottom of your deck. Inherit when you play a tamer, draw a card. I know the Gazamon deck likes to play tamers from the trash. This would be perfect for it. Simple. Lowimon, it's the hybrid. Black hybrid. Digivolve on top of a tamer like it's a level 3 purple Digimon. Eismon. When Eismon scatter mode is in the trash, when this one's in the trash, and this is discarded from your hand, you can play it for free from your trash. So the combo is Eismon, shattered mode, deleted by any means, by your card effect, by you ramming into security and it dies, ramming into a Digimon and it dies. Draw 3, discard 2 of these, bring those 2 back out for free. Sure. If scatter mode's in your trash, it gains 2000 DP, which makes them 7k. They can't attack, they don't have rush. I know Jorgus is going to be a thing moving forward, especially with the Chimeramon, because the Chimeramon makes this combo busted to where you play these 2 with the Eismon Scatterball combo, and then you just Jorgus into Chimeramon, and Chimeramon, then it goes from there. Very good. Jagger Lowimon, just another level 3. Same thing. When digivolving, when digivolving, you can digivolve into a tamer. You digivolve on top of a tamer for a 3 cost. Digivolve level 4 for a 1 cost. Not bad. Not bad. It's like a Genkakumon promote. Not bad. A little better, in my opinion, but not bad. No, about the same power. Cost 3, Genkakumon promote actually is a 2, and it has rush. Trade-offs. Now let's go ahead and look at this. When Digimon has a Digimon with hybrid in its form, or Kochi and the Digivolution cards, the gains retaliation. Sure. Retaliation is always good. My opinion, I think retaliation is the third best trait that you can gain or have. I do believe, in my opinion, I think jamming number 1 is by far the craziest trait that you can get. Anything with jamming is pretty busted. Second to me is security +1, and I think retaliation is third. Retaliation is very slept on, extremely slept on. And Lemon, when you digivolve, you may digivolve 1 purple tamer into this card for a 3 cost without paying its memory cost. Yeah, you may digivolve. You may play 1 purple tamer with a play cost of 3 or less from your trash without paying its memory. There we go. Again, there's some cards and so one that will love this card. It will love this card. Raihimon. Now, Raihimon is hybrid, level 5. When digivolving onto one of your Digimon that has a tamer and Digivolution sources, reduce it by 2. And then on deletion, if this card with hybrid in its form, if a card with hybrid in its form is in a Digivolution sources, you may play 1 purple tamer from your trash without paying its memory cost. Now, if you're pretty confused why I keep on saying Digivolution sources, it's because originally that's what it was called before they started saying that it's Digivolution cards. I believe here in the TCG, a lot of players say Digivolution sources as well. Yeah, Digivolution sources, Digivolution cards, it's the same as that thing. Same as that thing that we're talking about. Any cards underneath it, it's the sources or it's the cards. Yeah, not bad. That's actually a pretty good hybrid right there. A Kochimon. Level 5, 838. Kind of weird. Kind of weird. Weird stats. Um, this card is trashed from your hand by one of your effects. Draw a card. That's it. Just pitch it, draw. It replaces itself. When attacking, trash one card from your hand, get a memory. Sure. There's some nutty combos here. like, I'm not gonna lie to you. There's some nutty combos that we can do with a lot of these cards. You know, being able to, you know, Ice Mon Scatter Mode, kill itself, draw 3, discard an Ice Mon, discard this, being able to discard this, being able to bring back the Ice Mon, being able to draw an additional card, and then if this is an inherit or anything, you attack, you pitch this, you gain a memory, then you draw a card again. So, yeah, it's okay. It's one of the things to where if you just want a better level 5, because you got Lady Devilmon, you got Black War Growlmon. We have some good, decent level 5s in purple. It's just, you still have Skull Greymon that when it's pitched, you put underneath one of your Digimon Digivolution stores, it gains retaliation. Yeah. So we have some good level 5s. They just want to keep on throwing it at us. Nihagmon. Purple Nihagmon. 11, 12, 3. Or should I say 11, 3, 12. So 12 to play, 11 DP, 3 Digivolve. When you trash the card from your hand when you trash the card from your hand using one of your effects, you gain a memory. It really doesn't make the card really that dead. If you don't need to get rid of it, get a memory. Hey, well, that's good. When Digivolving, you may trash one card from your hand to delete one of your opponent's level 4 or lower. Yeah. So you trash anything from your hand. Kochimon is a good one. You can trash another Nihagmon. You can trash, Dark World, Underworld Calling. You can trash Skull Greymon. So many things in purple that you can trash to make this effect so much more, value. So yeah, I can see that. That's decent. Ancient Speaks Mon. It is an ancient. It is an ancient. Remember the rule. Is it? Yep. The rule is if it's an ancient and it dies, it replaces itself. So Ancient Speaks Mon. 13 cost, 13 DP, 5 cost Digivolution. Typical ancient. One Digivolve in. You may delete one of your opponent's Digimon. Yeah, you may delete one. You may delete one of your Digimon with 10 warriors in its type or hybrids in its form. Delete one of your opponent's Digimon whose level is less or equal to the deleted Digimon's level. If delete level 6 on your board, you delete their level 6. If a 5, you delete one of your 5s, you delete one of their 5s. You delete a 4, you delete one of their 4s. Sure, why not? And of course, remember, that good old ancient. If it's deleted, you play a level 4 purple Digimon from your hand for free. It with hybrid in its trait. Remember that keyword. It has to have hybrid in its form. So it has to say hybrid somewhere on the card. Last purple Digimon, Cherubimon. So, Cherubimon, 13 cost to play, 12 DP, 12,000 DP, 4 cost Digivolve. When Digivolving, you may play one purple tamer from your trash without paying its memory cost. Then for each tamer that way, delete one level 4 lower Digimon. Okay, that's decent. On deletion, for each tamer you have, you may play one level 3 Digimon card from your trash without paying its cost. So, Cherubimon, no matter what, either is going to delete a Digimon, give you a tamer. So, you Digivolve the Cherubimon. You draw a card. You play Matt. You play Matt. You pop a level 4. Matt then triggers. Get you a purple card back to your hand. So if Cherubimon is deleted, you then have at least one tamer on board to then bring back a level 3. Which it doesn't negate the on play. So it could be something like Labramon. Then Labramon would then on play, draw a card, discard a card, discard the card that you want and bring back. Like maybe it's a Skull Greymon. Skull Greymon then puts underneath Labramon. Now you have something for retaliation. Or maybe it's an Eyesmon, and Eyesmon comes back out because there's scatter mode inside the trash. Or maybe it's a Rochi, then, or maybe it's a Rochimon, or maybe it's Underworld Calling, and you pitch those and draw a card. Maybe it's Nihal that you pitch and then gain a memory. So many applications that can go with Cherubimon. I think going forward in purple, if it's not Cherubimon in the deck, it's Titamon. One of those two is going to be in the purple deck. If it's not Cherubimon, it's Titamon. If it's not Titamon, it's Cherubimon. Titamon is more aggressive. Cherubimon is more flexibility. It's more versatile. Being able to get your tamers on board and set them up, and if it dies, it brings back level 3s from the trash without paying the memory cost. Pretty dang good. That's actually very, very efficient as well. Very efficient. You can play this with, say, like Nubismon. And if you have 2 or 3, just saying, if you have 2 or 3 tamers, you attack, hit security, this dies, you play 2 or 3 back, you then play like, a Labramon and maybe a Tapermon, and then you go ahead, you pitch, get Eyesmon with the Newsmon out. Now they all gain rush. So now you're hitting for 5 instead of 1. The applications to Cherubimon is very, 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 very good. Very good upside. Now, Kochi. So, play cost 3. Okay. Security, just play it. On play, trigger draw 1. Not a memory tamer. It's all about draw, not memory tamer. On deletion, inherit, get a memory. It's okay. I can see the applications for it, but it's almost like they were afraid to give it anything else. They were afraid to make this, gain 1 memory, and if you do, trash 1 card from your hand. They were scared to make this too powerful with all the other purple, tamers that's out there. Now, for the purple cards, and I haven't forget this one at the bottom. I'm covering it up right now. We'll get to it in a second. Calling from the Darkness. In my opinion, this is probably one of the most broken cards in the set. For 1 cost, delete one of your Digimon to return 2 Digimon from your trash to your hand. Ladies and gentlemen, my opinion, IMO. This is the reason why Eyesmon's scatter mode is broken. Being able to get Eyesmon's scatter mode out, and then having, say you trashed the Eyesmons earlier, and now you're able to get Digivolve into Eyesmon's scatter mode. Now you're able to go ahead and, you swing into security. You hit a tamer. Nothing happens. Oh, man. Okay. let me play this one cost, delete the scatter mode, get the Gazamon back to your hand, scatter mode activates, draw 3, pitch both of the Gazamon, then trigger to then come back out. So not only did you hit security, and if you didn't die, good. If you did die, guess what? Good. It still triggers and you still keep a memory. If it doesn't die, you didn't force it to die with this crazy broken card. And then it has the security effect to where when you hit insecurity, you just add to your hit. So you always have this powerful combo piece. And this opens the applications for so many other purple Digimon. Is this great support for purple? Yeah. Is it the best support for purple? Easily top 5 purple cards. Easily. This card's crazy. And if you don't believe the hype, just imagine Lilith Loop. But you're able to constantly build up resources and, pop scatter modes and keep on putting Gazamons out and digivolving them up into other Lilith Mons and Type 2 Mons and, then being able to go into, oh wait, is that a newest Mon? Oh, yeah. So I just got looped into them pushing in for 8-9 security checks. This card is just too good for one cost. If it was a 3, I would shut up about it. But being a purple player, I love this card, and this card is going to break some purple decks. Is purple going to be the main culprit coming BT-07? I don't think so. I still think blue hybrid is good, red hybrid is good, ancient Beetlemind is the force to be reckoned with, especially with the EXO1 support. I feel like Imperial Manga. But purple's going to be able to keep up. Purple would not fade into a scene, oblivion. Purple's going to keep up because of these cards, and especially because of this card. Next card. Oh my God, we are not pronouncing this card. Sorry, not going to try it. It's late. We already know how this operates. No. So this card is a 6 cost to play, and it says main for each of your Digimon with hybrid in its traits and a tamer in play. Delete one of your opponent's level 5 or lower Digimon. What gets me with these cards is I don't like how they balance it to where the stipulations is not the problem. It's the play cost. If this is a 5 cost to pop a level 5, I think that's wonderful. You gave Gaia Force 8 to pop anything. You gave Trump Sword 7, but it could only pop unsuspended. Giving something the ability to pop a level should, in my opinion, match the level. If you want to kill level 3, option card should be level 3 or lower. If you don't want to kill level 6, the option card should be level 6 or lower. And I know a lot of people like, well, what about Iron Fisted? And those are like exceptions to every rule. But if you have generic support for hybrids like this, man, come on, you could have done better for purple hybrids. You could have done better. I guess to figure out all the retaliation and stuff that we got naturally and all the destruction naturally that we got, they figure, whatever. Here's a weak bone. You ain't gonna play it, whatever. Ultimate sacrifice. Something is coming. So, 8 cost to play. Security effect, you activate the main. Main on play, pay 1 purple level 5 Digimon card from your trash without paying memory cost. And if you have 10 or more, you can play one Digimon with Lucamon in its name instead, without paying its memory cost. For an 8, you better have some memory on you for you to play that for an 8. Now you hit out security, bruh, then it's the best feeling in the world. But drawing this bad boy, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to hard play this. If you do, either the game is super duper duper grindy slow, or you are in a bad position. Now, let's get to Lucamon, shall we? Lucamon Chaos Mode. Level 5, 14 play cost, 12,000 DP, no Digivolution cost. That's because you cannot Digivolve this card. Unless it says your Lucamon can Digivolve into this card in your hand for 7 cost, ignoring its card Digivolution requirements. Which means your level 3 Lucamon can now go to level 5 for 7. I don't think it's worth it. Be honest with you. When you would play this card from your hand, reduce the memory cost by 3 for every 10 cards in your trash. Yes. So if you have 20 cards in your trash, it now becomes a 1 cost to Digivolve on top of a Lucamon. Yes, the yellow Lucamon, just so you know. On play, or when Digivolving, delete one of your opponent's level 6 or lower Digimon or one of your opponent's tamers. This is why people love this card. Because you get to either pop tamers or pop a level 6 or lower, which means it kills megas. And that's a very, very, very good thing. But you have to go through hoops. You have to make sure that the Lucamon is out. And Lucamon, I believe it reduces its play costs by 5 if you have like 10 more? Yeah. If you have 10 more cards in your trash. So, overall, it sits to play the entire combo to pop a mega. Perfectly fine with that. I am perfectly fine with that. I think this card is above average, but this card is a secret and it's going to be expensive. That whole entire Lucamon Chaos Mode is going to be expensive for no reason because it's nostalgia. That's the alternate art. I love the alternate art and how it looks. I really do. The alternate art is actually nice. Now, before we go to the Bit Boy, let's go up to Nightmod and Bokomon. So, Nightmod is 3 cost to play, 2,000 DP, no Digivolution cost. You can't Digivolve this on top of a Digitama. On play, play a tamer with an inherent effect from your hand without paying its cost. This literally gets your play started with your hybrids. You play this, you play one of them tamers, they all have inherits. You play any of them for free. It's a white card. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're playing hybrids, you're playing 4 of these. You're playing 4 of these. If not, you're playing at least 3. Being able to play this for 3 cost and then not being able to play your tamer, have to pay for your tamer, this is a +1. This is what we call a +1. You being able to put more pressure on the board with 1 card is always good. Period. Point blank simple. All turns, once per turn, when your Digimon with a tamer and Digivolution sword will be deleted, you may play a tamer from your trash without paying its cost. So, if you use the tamer and it gets deleted, you bring the tamer back out. It constantly keeps your tamers looped. This is why I say we play a 4 of. Because it constantly leaves your tamers on loop. Like, your tamers never go. They're always going to be there, period. Point blank simple. Now, if we were to go back and look at a couple of these, Tommy has an on play. That means Tommy activates. You got Takoya You know, Takoya has a main, it wouldn't activate. You know, you have Koji. Koji's a main, it wouldn't activate. Zoe's her own play, so she would activate. JP is your turn, so that's good for Digivolving for your Digimon. You know, Koji on play, draw a card, you get that. And it's just when you may play a tamer card from your trash. So I can even play Dakota, and if my Digimon, my black hybrid, dies, I then play Coda again, and then Coda then gets me to search again. And I'm always getting my memory. My memory is always at 3, as long as that Digimon dies. That's pretty good. Nightmod, easily. If you ain't playing Nightmod, a hybrid deck, I'm sorry. You're not playing correctly. And it's a common, I don't want to hear about money cost. Pokemon. On play, reveal the top 5. Add one of those cards that has hybrid or 10 warriors in its form or type, and one tamer amongst them. Place the rest at the bottom of the deck. During your turn, once per turn, when a tamer digivolves, gain 2 memory. These 2 cards are going in every hybrid deck. Every hybrid. I wouldn't even doubt if these 2 cards were put in every deck going forward. Pokemon, not as much because the on play only gets you hybrids. But if you're playing hybrids from this point forward, why not play it so you can search out, and it's top 5. Search out more hybrids. And then if you have a tamer and you digivolve on top of a tamer, you gain 2 memory. Most of the time, Pokemon out, that means you digivolving on top of the tamer with one of these hybrids, or it's either down to a 1 card evolution or it's free. Definitely good. Definitely good. Now, Ancient Evolution. So, Ancient Evolution states it's a 0 cost to play, which is crazy. And then if you have a Digimon with hybrid in its form, you can use this option card ignoring its color requirements. Good. One of your level 4 Digimon can digivolve into one Digimon card in your hand with the same color and with 10 warriors in its type, paying its Digivolution cost and knowing the level requirements. So, they're basically saying, hey, so we understand you don't have or want to go from, Tamer to Lobomon, all the way out to Ancient Garurumon. We know you don't want to build that line. So since you have a Lobomon out, we'll go ahead and pay, just here's a 0 cost and and then by the way, go ahead and go into Ancient Garurumon. Just paying the 5. There you go. There's your Mega. You can skip all Ultimate. You can skip all level 5s. There you go. What in the world, man? This card is going to be abused. This card is going to be abused. Hybrids is going to be a thing. This card will be abused. People's going to be calling for this card to be hit on not this one, but the next limited. People's going to abuse this card. Why do I say that? I'm going to abuse the card. Being able to digivolve a level 4 Digimon, and it doesn't even have to be a hybrid. Digivolve a level 4 Digimon Yeah, one of your level 4 Digimon can digivolve into one Digimon from your hand with the same color with 10 warriors in its type, ignoring level requirements. It doesn't matter. You can literally be sitting on a Grizzlymon, and if you do not need the Grizzlymon anymore, just make sure you either have a white tamer or another hybrid. So if you have a Grizzlymon and you have a Lobomon, I'm like, okay, I want to swing again for some checks. You play this for free. Digivolve the Grizzlymon into Magna Garurumon, into Ancient Greymon for free. I mean, not for free, but not for free, but for the Digivolution cost, which is 4 or 5. Draw a card, and if it's still your turn, you get to swing with it now. So, yes, cheating levels. This card's gonna be good. I wouldn't doubt this is the reason why people looking at Jutsu, Fremont, and all those kind of cards, because like this is nutty. This is nutty. Being able to just skip that and go into your sixes without we're having to worry about fives, and then playing the fives to go ahead and constantly recover. Yeah, yeah. This card is good. So people's gonna start complaining about this card pretty soon. Now for the last card of the set, we are going to be done at exactly 1 hour 30 minutes, people. So, Sonomon, level 7, white, 15 play cost, 15,000 DP, 7 Digivolution cost. It is rainbow. It can Digivolve from anything. Anything. So, by placing a total of 10 cards that are tamers or Digimon with hybrid in its form from your hand or trash to the bottom of your deck, you can Digivolve this card onto one of your tamers, and as it is at level 6. It's made to be a late game swing. That's what it's meant to be. So it has security attack plus 2, not 1, but 2, checks 3 securities. And then when Digivolving, delete a Digimon. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the epitome of, oh, I don't have a tamer. Top deck. Oh, put all these tamers and hybrids back into the bottom of the deck. Raise the tamer. Digivolve. Pop a card. And then swing again for game. It's one of the things to where it really is just one of the things where it just is amazing. And then you can combo that with this, being able to pay 0 to Digivolve a level 4 hybrid into one of these. A Lobomon goes into this. Not Lobomon. No. It has to be color requirement, right? Huh, yes, thank God. Okay. They actually future-proof this. Has to be color requirement. Thank God. But this is supposed to be a game ender. 100% supposed to be a game ender. Put on Digivolve this card onto the tamer as if the tamer was a level 6. Yep. It's supposed to be a game ender. It's supposed to hit for 2-3 security. That's what it's supposed to do. Now, Mega Fusion will break this card. Paying a 0 cost and then Digivolving with his ability on top of that. Yeah. Because it reduces by 6, if I'm not mistaken, making this a 1 cost. 1 cost onto a tamer. Yeah, this card's dumb. But the card is good. Oh, I need this in a ghost alternate art. Like we got the Omnimon. That would be amazing. So, overall for purple, I think purple's good. I think hybrids are good. I think overall BT-07 is going to be a set that's just going to run wild. Oh, and just so you know, Digi-Edge, Green Koromon, when attacking, reveal the top card of your deck, place at the top bottom of your deck. More deck stacking. Doraemon, when you have a card that's put underneath it as a Digivolution source, you draw a card. You know, it helps more with the Doraemon deck. in an Alphamon deck. And then Cocomon, when attacking, reveal the top 3. Discard a Tamer among, put the rest of the bottom of your deck. Just to trash the Tamers. That's it. Pretty very good eggs. Nothing to go crazy about. I think this one's actually a little more relevant than the other two. This one you'll definitely play because of S antibody in Alphamon deck. Definitely 100% play that. So overall, my opinions on BT-07. Meta. That's it. It's meta. That's it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. Every deck now has a very good flash ship to go off of. Emperor Greymon is going to be very good flash ship. The challenge Gazamon. Niche Waymon deck, but Managurumon is actually freaking good. So don't sleep on this whatsoever, especially with it being a hybrid. And then my favorite, the Kazuchimon, like I think Yo's gonna have a good one, especially with the Rasenmon. Ancient Beetlemon, I think it's gonna be a great deck with Hercules Kabuterimon. Alphamon with the Dorgoromon. I think it's gonna be a decent deck. Cherubimon with really anything. I mean, Cherubimon X is probably gonna be the way to go. It has so much versatility, getting you your tamer from the trash, being able to do all this other crazy stuff. Yeah, Cherubimon X is gonna be the thing. Maybe you can do some Cherubimon hybrid. I think it's the better way to go. Titanmon's good, but Titanmon, it's just a beat stick. Titanmon really is just a beat stick. So Cherubimon, Titanmon, or Ancient Speedmon, Cherubimon, maybe put one Titanmon in there. It can go. You got the package here with the Nightmod Pokemons, the 3/3/4/4s, depending on how consistent you want it to be. All the tamers are good in its own niche. I think the weakest one is Koichi. I think Koichi's the not Koji. Koichi is the weakest one out of all of them. I think all the rest of them are pretty strong, especially in their own ways. Option cards are decent. I think yellow option cards are probably some of the better ones. I think the black ones are actually on par. I think this is the best card in the set. Freaking ridiculous. I think this whole entire set would just bring meta to the light. I think it'll make hybrids just the absolute must play, 100%. I think there'll be different power levels to these things, of course, but I think every color in BT-07 is 100% playable. It's all about how you want to do it, what you want to do, things coming up, things that's already been out. BT-07 is going to be wild, and it's going to be different. Really, really different. Well, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for going ahead and watching and listening to part 2. That is my full analysis of BT-07. Where we go with future visions from here. I believe BT-8 is up. That can go ahead and start looking at BT-8. BT-8 probably be a 2-parter as well. After that, probably EXO 2. We went to a little bit in depth and went into the podcast with EXO 2. I just want to look at some cards going into the future. So I will always probably be a set ahead of the TCG most likely when it comes to this series. Just to get you prepared or give you some information to be prepared for what's coming out in the future. Go ahead. Leave a comment how you want me to proceed going further. Leave a like on the video, subscribe for more Digimon channels. And this is your boy Dante from Digimon Laboratory. I'm signing off. Peace.